Hi, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound and welcome to my first ever Pan That palette. Don't worry, most of my content's still going to be nail polish, but I've joined the Pantastic Ladies and I've decided to try and pan the Modern Renaissance palette this year. I've chosen this one as I've seen others manage to pan it and it looks like it won't be too difficult. So I have used this palette a little bit towards the end of last year. We're starting off with Tempera, and this one does have a reasonable sized pan, and I've been using a fluffy brush. So it is quite a wide dip, and I think this one will progress quite quickly. Next is Golden Ochre, and I don't think I have used this one at all. You can still see all of the imprint in this one, and it's not a colour I think I'm going to get on with, so this one might be a little bit more difficult. Then we have Vermeer. You can see I've used this one quite a lot as well. And like Tempera, I've used a fluffy brush, so it is quite a wide dip in this one. Then we have Buonfresco, and I have used this one quite a bit, but there doesn't seem to be much evidence of that at all. I tend to use this one higher up on my lids. Next is Antique Bronze. I've used this one quite a bit and you can see a bit of a dip forming in this one. I tend to use this one in my crease in the eyeshadow look that I do most of the time. And if you look in the middle above the Q and the U, you can see that I've got a tiny micro pan there. Next is Love Letter, and I think I might have used this one once or twice. It's very, very pigmented and not a colour that I find easy to wear, so I'm going to have to look at some other people's videos to get ideas for that one. Then we have Cypress Umber, and this one I do use most of the time as my brow shade, and I have used it a bit in the middle as well as down the sides, so I think this one will be used up. It's just going to take a while. Then we have Raw Sienna. This is another shade that I'm a little bit afraid of. I've tried it a couple of times, but I'm not quite sure how best to use it with my skin tone. Same thing with Burnt Orange. I've used this one a couple of times, but I'm not quite so confident with using this. Then we have Primavera. I've not used it yet, but I think it will be quite easy to use. I hope so at least. Then we have Red Ochre. I've used this one a little bit. It is very pigmented, so you don't need much of this one. I'm sure I'm teaching you all to suck eggs here. If you've watched a lot of Pan That palette, I'm sure you've seen this palette before. And then we have Venetian Red. I have been using this one and there's the tiniest bit of progress visible on this one. I like to use this one in the outer part of my crease. Then we have Warm Taupe. I've used this one only a couple of times I think, and another one of those colours I think I might struggle with. And Real Gar is the one that worries me the most. I am a redhead, so this sort of colour just for me seems to emphasise that it's not one I'm drawn to. So overall I think there's a few colours I'm going to get through quite easily and others that I might have to do a bit of research into sort of eye looks that I can use with it. But I hope to finish up this entire palette by the end of the year because it is the oldest palette in my collection. I got it in 2016 and that's the theme of this year's Pantastic Ladies Pan That palette. It's kicking it old school where you're using up one of your oldest palettes. So please make sure you have a look in the description bar below where you'll see a list of all of the people that are taking part in this collaboration. And if you are new to my channel with this video, I hope you might like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.